When animals are mistreated, they often miss out on important experiences that define their lives. After an entire family of ducks was discovered inside the home of a hoarder, it was clear that they had been neglected to the point where they are barely able to function like normal ducks. Luckily, Woodstock Animal Sanctuary came to save the day, but the rescuers soon realized something was off. The poor creatures had never set foot in water before. What the staff decided to do next was a complete shock to the animals. It was up to the rescuers to provide the birds with this important experience, and they certainly did not disappoint. In September 2012, the Woodstock Animal Sanctuary found a number of animals in horrible condition. They were all being kept by a hoarder who seemed to have a particular fondness for birds. These animals were experiencing extreme neglect, and it was startling to see the way they'd been forced to live. The woman who owned all of the birds had no fewer than 160 of them at the team's final count. This group included ducks, turkeys, chickens, and geese, all kept in tight quarters and deprived of many basic necessities. The ducks may have experienced the worst of it. Not only were they walking around on floors full of spilled food and fecal matter, which smelled horrible, according to reports, but they had never swam or experienced water once in their lives. Once the ducks were taken out of their inhumane and uncomfortable living situation, though, the rescuers were eager to give them an experience that they should have had a long time ago. One could only imagine how excited these ducks must have been to get ready to go swimming for the very first time in their lives. Initially, it looked like some of them were approaching the water nervously. Woodstock Animal Sanctuary explained on YouTube their reasoning for chasing the ducks into the water rather than simply letting the birds find their way in on their own. There are a number of considerations, the group began. It was important to get the new ducks integrated into the flock swiftly because by the end of the day they would be sharing a coop to protect them from nocturnal predators, and so any issues needed to be observed and dealt with if certain ducks were being picked on, etc., so that we could separate them again if necessary, they wrote. The pond is a safe place for ducks because there are no corners, whereas the pasture perimeter does have corners, they continued. It certainly sounded like they knew what they were doing when it came to getting the animals acclimated to the water. Also, we have limited staff and lots of other animals needing attention, so it was judicious for the safety of the new ducks to get them acclimated while staff members were present, they added.